Welcome to Biblical Studies today. I want to think with you about Diplae Sacrae for Isaiah 7:14 in Matthew 1:23 of Codex Vaticanus, and thinking about the Old Testament in the New. We have Isaiah 7:14 here on the left from the Septuagint. Dia tuta dose kurios autos humin Semeion. This is Isaiah to Ahaz, and the word of promise. Idu, he parthenos en gastri hexe kai texetai huion, kai kaleses ta anima autu imenu eo. Here, that represented in Matthew 1:23, and the Nestle Aland text we note here sets off the Old Testament in the New Testament using a couple of devices, sometimes setting it off from the main text if it's a longer portion, and with the italicized text also, and we can see that here. We might ask, well, is there a basis for this kind of setting off? And we recognize that there is, and that basis is in what we call Diplae, right here on the left column of Vaticanus, dating to the 4th century. This manuscript, much of our Nestle Aland tradition comes from Vaticanus. And here we have the text of Vaticanus, Matthew 1:23 here, and we have Idu he parthenos en gastri hexe kai texetai huion kai kalesusi, going to a third plural, they will call ta anima autu Emmanuel, and the text from there. This phenomenon right here, this citation formula, if you will, putting these small marks here for the text of Micah in Matthew 2, verse 6, we have these are called Diplae. They're a marking technique here in the 4th century Vaticanus. Charles Hill writes about these in his essay In These Very Words, and notes that in the early papyri of the Church Fathers, these markings only mark Scripture, Old and New Testament Scripture, never a citation from a secular author, but only from Scripture. And we think about this then in Matthew 1 and marking Isaiah 7:14 and the promise of Jesus coming.